So a big theme that comes up when I'm trying to help women who are high achieving and suffering from burnout, one of the big things I talk about in order to help them get along in their process is to talk about achieving full alignment. But what the heck does that even mean? Alignment can mean so many different things, and it can be very confusing to just drop a statement like that and then not have anywhere to go with it. So today I want to talk to you about what actually is alignment and how can you, as a possibly burnt out and but yet high achieving woman who has a lot of goals and aspirations, how can you jump out of this burnout in order to fully align and live the life that you really want to live? So let's dive in and show you how we can make this happen. So alignment is not just a little layman's term that we use in order to get overall wellness and achievement. We Alignment is actually a state where a woman's body, mind, and soul operate in harmony with her deepest truth and not in opposition to it. So at its core, true alignment really means getting mental clarity, emotional regulation, physical vitality, spiritual resonance, and authentic expression. So when I say these things, I'm talking about a woman running from grounded energy, not running in hustle. So she's staying grounded and being able to make calm decisions and being able to really stand on her own 2 feet and hold her true to her values. Taking conscious choices. So not reacting out of anything that gets thrown at you. You end up actually coming from a place of actually knowing from within what the real right choice when you're met with a decision to make. You also have embodied wisdom. So you're not searching for external validation from others. You actually already know within yourself what the right path is, right decision, right way to go. And you just are living constantly in that sense of knowing and wisdom that you know what is the right path for you. So if any of you would like a copy of this outline that we are doing, you can always pop over at school.com. So SKOLL, and we are the group The Comeback. And I have this dropped in there for free in the group. So there are many pillars in order to achieve alignment. And I'm not saying I'm an expert that knows every single pillar of what it takes to be aligned on all the multiplanes that we have in this universe, but I know three that are really, really solid in order to help you get to where you want to go when you're trying to come out of low energy, fatigue, feeling like your body's working against you. So the first pillar in alignment that I can offer is through physical alignment. So this is actually something I got to know really well in my own line of expertise as an osteopath, because I would realign people all day, every day, but working mostly on the structure. So I would work on cracking backs, realigning joints, just doing all the things to make sure that the body was the most straight and aligned as possible. But funny enough, I learned later that just by aligning it like that and not taking care of other aspects of alignment, it would often fall back out of alignment. So physical alignment is really about the process of coming home to your body, restoring your natural rhythms, optimizing how your body functions, and rebuilding that physical foundation that supports all other forms of alignment. So we're really talking about the core here of the foundation that's going to be able to support everything else. If your physical aspect is not aligned, you won't be able to process and receive everything else that comes with all the other forms of alignment. So we have to make sure your vehicle is doing well before we can go deeper. So when you're physically aligned, your body stops working against you and it starts actually working for you. So when you get all these symptoms of aches and pains or the low fatigue that keeps telling you to stop, like these are all signals that are telling you something's not working and you need to pay attention to this. So we're trying to really get this alignment back in place so that we start listening to what our body's telling us. So keep in mind that physical alignment isn't about perfection. It's more about it's synchronicity. So it's really how your structure, so we think of like your bones, your muscles, your organs, and your fascia on top of your systems. So think of your nervous system, your endocrine system, your hormones, your digestive system, your circulatory system. It's how those all come together and communicate to create stability and flow within your body. Your body really is the messenger in this case. So when something's off, usually your body's giving you the cues, but we have to be aligned and willing to listen. So the key focus areas when it comes to physical alignment are structural integrity, rhythm and recovery, nourishment, digestion, movement and flow, and mind and body connections. And the goal really isn't to fix the body, it's really to reestablish a relationship with it. Because if you're not listening to your body and listening to those cues, you are just going to keep getting, you're going to keep banging against a wall. Your body will shut down at one point just to make you understand that something's not right. So, the real goal of physical alignment is to rebuild that self trust in what your body is capable to do and to honor your vehicle in order to get you to where you need to go. So, the next pillar is mental and emotional alignment. So, mental and emotional alignment is about creating coherence between your thoughts, beliefs, and your feelings so that your inner world supports everything that's going on rather than sabotaging your outer world. So, I like to think of this in the sense of I don't remember where I heard this quote, but it was something along the lines of if you have some dark thoughts or your inner world is really in a negative space, you don't have strong beliefs that in yourself, you think that the whole world is out to get you, your outer world will reflect that because your inner world is almost displaying what it wants to receive. So this is where we try to make sure that the inner world is supportive rather than sabotaging what's going on the exterior. So unfortunately, most high achieving women live with this internal tug of war between logic and emotion. So, between who they think they should be and who they actually are. And this pillar tries to bring those parts together in order to have a dialogue, in order to find a solution, rather than just be banging up one against each other saying, I have to be this, therefore I can't be this. We have to find a way to marry the two. And it's about understanding the messages behind them. So, when it comes to emotions, especially. So, learning to regulate your nervous system so that your body and brain can finally communicate that clearly. Because without safety, the mind is not going to be able to rewire in order to create new mindset shifts or create new beliefs. So, we really have to make sure we tie in this nervous system to calm down in order to let us receive the new information that we're safe, that our body also signals to us, but then we can reinforce through our beliefs in order to keep that loop going. So, the key focus areas of mental and emotional alignment are really nervous system regulation, belief programming, emotional intelligence and expression, mindset and perspective shifts, inner dialogue, and self compassion. And those are probably some of the biggest ones because I don't know about you, but being a high achieving woman, I can be so tough on myself sometimes because I want to make sure I crush all my goals immediately. And if I don't get them right away, I used to fall into a pattern, almost like a spiral, where I would almost think I wasn't good enough and I could never achieve that goal. But by having that kind of inner dialogue, I was making it true. But when I started practicing self compassion and telling myself, hey, it's okay, you didn't get it this time, it just means we have something we need to learn from, and then we can come back stronger and try again. That's when my reality started to change. That's when I started to actually see that, okay, I maybe just didn't put enough reps in. I just didn't give myself enough patience and self compassion in order to move forward. And with that, funny enough, my inner dialogue started to change about my beliefs and what I could accomplish and what I can do. So, in the end, the goal of mental and emotional alignment is to get that inner congruence and inner calm. And from this state, clarity becomes effortless and decisions start to really feel more intuitive. So, now it leads us to the third pillar. The third pillar is around spiritual alignment. So, now I usually try to stop myself right here when I say the word spiritual because I know spiritual can often be tied to religion. And I just want you to know that I am not really someone who is tied to any religion. This is on a whole other level. So, to be clear, spiritual alignment is about coming into resonance with your inner wisdom, the quiet, intuitive knowing that guides you when logic alone falls short. So, it's not about religion. Like I said, religion is something that you believe in. You believe this external force is going to come respond to your request and save you. But that's not what this is about. This is about connection to your own values, to your purpose, your intuition, that little inner whisper you have inside of you, and the connection to the greater web of life that you're a part of. This is something that you experience. It's not something that you believe in. You may need some belief to believe that you are part of this interconnection, but in the end, it comes down to being connected. So most high achieving women are conditioned to rely on doing, planning, and controlling. And I don't know about you, but that really stopped working for me when you start getting so frustrated, hitting your head against a wall, trying to make everything fall into place the way you think it should be. And personally, my expectations of how I thought everything should be started to burn me out more. When you have the spiritual alignment that comes in, it invites the opposite. It invites you to trust, surrender, and flow. And you begin to live in alignment with meaning and not through the metrics. So in the end, it doesn't matter what goal you're hitting or what kind of little gold star you're winning along the way. It's really about taking a step back and looking at how far you're coming on this journey. Because when you look at the big picture, this is a journey called life, and we're always progressing towards something on a path. So that trust, surrender, and flow really allows you to see how far you've actually come instead of what's coming next and what can I go achieve next. So the core focus areas of spiritual alignment are interconnection and intuition, purpose and meaning, presence and mindfulness, energetic awareness, believe it or not, and trust and surrender. So in this goal, the goal of it all is to live from your essence, who you really truly are when you take away all the masks and all the armor and all the fluff that you're trying to show everyone that you're not. You no longer need that external validation to confirm your direction in life. You can feel it in your body and you see it reflected in the different synchronicities and you sense it in how life starts to flow. And as someone who's starting to feel more of this flow in life, it is really an amazing thing to see when you step back and see the kind of flow that you're getting with every step that you take. It's really quite a cool ride. So in summary, true alignment is the integration of the body, mind, and spirit. It's a state where how you live reflects who you truly are. And when you do this, it doesn't take energy to try and force something to be that may not be true. You are just living you in your full embodied self. And that's led with so much less resistance in life. And it's almost leads into this ease and this flow. That doesn't mean that you're lazy or not trying to go and get things in life, but just there's an ease that because you're just following the path of least resistance, if that makes any sense. So together, these three pillars, they create a framework for sustainable well-being, high performance, and inner peace, not as a temporary fix, but as a new way of being. And when all three pillars are integrated, you have the possibility of experiencing that true alignment. The body is safe and energized, the mind feels clear and grounded, and the spirit feels connected and guided. Life begins to feel less like resistance and more like rhythm. And you act with purpose, you rest without guilt, and you grow without burnout. So if this talk resonated with you today, I invite you to come and join us in the Comeback community on School. And we talk about how we can overcome burnout and we can achieve greater success together by living fully aligned with our true selves. I invite you to click the link below in the notes and you can come and see what it's all about. See you inside.